Guys, Ryan Bell here, blogging from paradise after a little break, getting situated here in beautiful Mizwa, Oman. I wanted to dive back into 27 of my most Netflix-worthy, colorful travel experiences. And today we're going to talk about my situation in Bali when we faced down and helped slay a spitting cobra. Now, Kelly and I did a 6-month house sit in a remote area of Bali, not totally out there, but remote enough in that it was in the fishing village of Jimbaran, but we were in farm country, which is snake country. We're talking up in the hills in a little village where the homeowners bought a huge parcel of land, but to their west, south, and really north too, we're talking miles of wilderness. And in the tropics, like Bali, that usually means snakes. Now the homeowner had pythons on the ground. She had lost a few chickens. She had a chicken coop with about 37 chooks. And as folks said, that was pretty much like McDonald's for snakes, but they were her babies, so she kept them. Cobra crates, they had some real charmers there. So we were house sitting along with a South African couple. And there was 2 couples, 4 sitters because the place was so huge. It was bigger than a soccer field, the rest of the world football field. So it was a really hot, steamy Saturday night, I remember it vividly, and we get a call from our friends on the other end of the compound. And they said a snake got into the chicken coop. Grab a spade, run over. Now, we had the big chicken coop on our side of the compound with about 30 plus chooks. There was a tinier one in the middle of the compound, a little closer to their barracks, if you will, with a mama hen and 4 little chicks, I believe, not more than a few weeks old. So I run down to the shed, grab a shovel, and Kelly and I sprint over, sweat pouring down my brow, thinking, what is in this coop? Because I know cobra, spitting cobra, crates, of course, pythons. So when we arrive, we see our friend dancing in and out, trying to get the attention of a spitting cobra. It looked like a snake charmer with his partner, except this was a wild spitting cobra. 2 little chooks, little babies, already stiff as a board. Unfortunately, they were tagged and dead. And the mother had her wings protecting the 2 remaining chickies. And I could tell she was already nodding out, which meant death was on the way. So I felt very bad. I knew that she was definitely going to die. It looked like she was going to sleep, and eventually she did. It almost looked peaceful in a way. But as the 2 chicks who survived made their way out, and the mama hen was passing on, leaving her mortal coil, we start looking at the snake moving from side to side. It has its in its sights, very, very sinister, and even the eyes, I understand its nature. These things are not evil. Of course not. They're just predators. But it's just that intelligent design, that malevolence, that malice. You could see the eyes of the cobra and heading back and forth. And they could spit to a good 10 feet. I even suggested to our house sitting buddies, hey, do you maybe want to grab a pair of glasses, sunglasses, like the late great Steve Irwin, if you remembered. He was very skilled, but he would wear his shades because these spitters up to 10 feet. And the neighbors we had in Bali, one of which worked on the grounds, as staff, she mentioned how she had had a dog killed by a spitting cobra, blinded, and then it died. They're very common up in this area of Jimbaran, up in the hills, farm country, wilderness. So back and forth it would bob. It was sweat pouring down my face, everybody's face. And what I did, and I didn't want to kill it myself, I would rather call the snake handler. There's a few of them out there. but they alerted me that it's best if you dispatched of it, because if it finishes up those little chickies that it killed and it settles in and has a nice nap, which is what they usually do, even with us being aware that it was there, AU, the staff, when she arrived the following day, could have a dicey situation on her hands trying to figure out, is the snake there? And it could just spend days there. So, long and the short of it, back and forth, the heads bobbing, tracking us, eyeing us. Really sinister looking creature, amazing creature, not fully grown, probably more of a juvenile. But I pull out my cell phone, and this was the plan: shine light in its eyes from the side, distract it so it's looking more in my direction, and then our buddy would take the spade that I brought out, decapitate it. And sure enough, I was able to really get it going, looking towards me. I was staying out of that 10-foot range because remember, spit, get my eyes, no problem, blinding, and then who knows if I ingest the venom. So he was really lining us up, but I distracted him to the left, and then our brave partner takes a spade, jumps in there, 2-3 quick stabs, and he dispatched of the creature, decapitation. Wait a little bit, make sure he's fully dead. The mother had died, 2 chicks had died, but a little happier end to the story, the 2 chicks that survived were raised by our friends, our house sitting buddies, and sure enough, beautiful, beautiful chickens. 1 beautiful hen and a beautiful cock. And that's pretty much it, guys. Really, really exciting situation, death-defying. It's the most dangerous creature I have seen up close in the wild, by far. And I'll just always remember that sweating, the heavy sweat, the hot, humid environment that clings to you in Bali. It is the tropics, guys. Up on a farm country, I should say. And this absolutely lethal spitting cobra, seeing in its own right an apex predator. 2 of the chicks that were dead, stiff as a board. The mother was as stiff as a board after she nodded off into eternal sleep. And we laid the snake over the wall, and I remember not 15 minutes after, swath of ants enveloping the snake, ingesting its blood, getting in there. Nature doesn't play around. Same deal with the mama hen and the chicks. And then the following morning, because that was about 9-10 at night, I did the dirty work of burying everybody rather than leaving it out, because if you left it out, they had monitor lizards in the area that got pretty darn big. We had seen a couple in the pool, and it was better off burying those suckers so you don't have a monitor on the ground. If you have a monitor, that could be a problem with the cats, even the dog. It could bite one of the dogs, or us, but especially one of the dogs, and cause a really nasty infection, gangrenous infection. So I buried him the next day. Just another day in Bali and another day in blogging paradise. If you want to learn how to become a successful blogger, bloggingfromparadise.com. Until next time, all, enjoy paradise.